Maya stood before her canvas, a whirlwind of emotions swirling within her. Her heart pounded with each stroke of her brush, her spirit dancing with the vibrant hues that bloomed across the canvas. It wasn't just paint that she layered onto the surface, it was her soul, her dreams, her deepest desires taking form. The walls of her small studio apartment, usually bare and impersonal, throbbed with the energy of 1,000 unspoken words, each brushstroke a testament to her passion.
This isn't just a hobby for me, it's my lifeblood. From the moment I could hold a crayon, I sought solace and expression in the world of art. It's my escape, my sanctuary, a language I understand better than words could ever express.
The world outside might have been filled with uncertainty, but here, in her studio, surrounded by the tools of her passion, Maya felt truly alive. The scent of oil paints, the feel of the coarse canvas beneath her fingertips, the sheer act of creation. It was intoxicating. It was in these moments, lost in the world she was creating, that Maya felt most herself. The weight of the world, the expectations, the doubts, they all seemed to melt away, leaving only the pure, unadulterated joy of creation. A knock on the door broke Maya's concentration.
Come in.
She called out, her voice echoing slightly in the spacious studio. Ravi, her childhood friend and confidant, strolled in, his face breaking into a wide grin as he took in the sight of Maya and her latest masterpiece.
Another masterpiece in the making, I see,
he remarked, his eyes twinkling with admiration. Ravi had been Maya's rock, her constant cheerleader ever since they were kids. He believed in her talent even when she doubted herself, offering encouragement and support when she needed it most. He was the one person who truly understood her passion, her dreams, her fears.
What brings you here?
Maya asked, stepping back from her canvas to survey her work with a critical eye.
Just your favorite neighbor, bringing you sustenance for the soul.
Ravi replied, extending a steaming cup of coffee towards her.
And to see if you finally decided to share your genius with the world.
Law school, Maya, it's a respectable profession. A secure future, Aunt Leela said, her voice laced with concern as she sat across from Maya at the dinner table. The warm aroma of Aunt Leela's famous biryani filled the air, but Maya could barely taste it. The weight of her aunt's words, the unspoken expectations they carried, hung heavy in the air. It wasn't that her family didn't support her art, they were proud of her talent, but for them, art was a hobby, a pastime, not a real career.
I know you want the best for me, Aunt Leela, but art, it's not just a hobby for me, it's who I am.
Aunt Leela sighed, her eyes filled with a mixture of love and worry. She reached across the table and took Maya's hand in hers.
I know, Beta, but you have to be practical. The world of art is uncertain, unpredictable. Law school, it's a path to security, to a good life.
What if I'm not good enough?
Maya asked, her voice barely a whisper as she and Ravi strolled through the park, the crisp autumn air swirling fallen leaves around them. The vibrant colors of the changing leaves mirrored the turmoil within her. Ravi stopped walking and turned to face her, his expression serious.
Maya, you are talented, more than you give yourself credit for. Don't let anyone, not even your own doubts, tell you otherwise.
They continued their walk, the silence between them filled with unspoken understanding. Ravi had always had a knack for knowing just what to say, how to soothe her anxieties and bolster her spirits. He believed in her, even when she found it hard to believe in herself.
What if I fail?
Maya asked, the fear evident in her voice. Ravi smiled, his eyes crinkling at the corners.
So what if you do? You pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and you try again. The only way to truly fail is to never try at all.
The gallery buzzed with excitement. People mingled, champagne flutes clinking, their voices a low hum against the backdrop of soft music. Maya stood to the side, a nervous flutter in her stomach as she watched people admire the artwork on display. It was her work, her paintings that adorned the gallery walls, but it felt surreal, almost like a dream. She had never allowed herself to dream this big, to imagine her art displayed in a gallery, appreciated by strangers. It had always seemed like an impossible dream, something unattainable. Yet here she was, living proof that sometimes even the wildest dreams could come true.
Congratulations, Maya, a voice said, pulling her out of her reverie. It was the gallery owner, a woman with a warm smile and an eye for talent. Your work is stunning. We've already had several inquiries about purchasing some of your pieces.
Maya stood before her family and Ravi, her heart pounding in her chest. The air crackled with anticipation, the weight of their gazes heavy upon her. She took a deep breath, gathering her courage. It was time.
I've made a decision, she announced, her voice trembling slightly. All eyes were on her, their expressions unreadable. I'm not going to law school.
A collective gasp filled the room. Aunt Leela's face crumpled with disappointment, her eyes filled with concern. Maya's parents exchanged worried glances. Only Ravi's face remained unchanged, his eyes filled with unwavering support.
I know this isn't what you wanted to hear, Maya continued, her voice gaining strength as she spoke. But I can't ignore my passion any longer. I have to at least try to make a go of it, to see where my art takes me.
The air, thick with tension only moments ago, now buzzed with excitement and relief. Maya's announcement hung in the air, a declaration of independence, a testament to the power of chasing dreams. Aunt Leela, her initial disappointment replaced with a surge of pride, was the first to react.
My dear Maya, she said, her voice thick with emotion as she pulled her niece into a warm embrace. I'm so proud of you. Follow your heart, Beta. That's all that matters.
The room erupted in a cacophony of congratulations. Her parents, their initial apprehension fading, beamed with pride. Ravi, his eyes shining with admiration, simply nodded, a proud smile gracing his lips. He had always known she had it in her. Now the world was about to see it too. That night, as they celebrated Maya's decision, the air crackled with a different kind of energy. It was the energy of hope, of dreams taking flight, of a future brimming with possibilities. The weight of silence, of unspoken expectations had lifted, replaced by a shared sense of joy and anticipation. Later that evening, as the celebrations died down, Aunt Leela pulled Maya aside. Her eyes, usually twinkling with good humor, held a look of seriousness that commanded Maya's attention. Taking her niece's hand in hers, Aunt Leela spoke, her voice soft yet firm.
Maya, my dear, the path you've chosen, it won't be easy. There will be challenges, moments of doubt, times when you'll want to give up.
Maya nodded, her heart heavy with the weight of her aunt's words. She knew the road ahead wouldn't be paved with rose petals. There would be thorns along the way, but she was determined to persevere.
But remember this, you have the talent, the passion, and the unwavering support of your family and friends. Never forget that. And never be afraid to ask for help when you need it.
The weight of silence. It had been a constant companion in Maya's life, a heavy cloak woven from unspoken expectations and the fear of disappointing those she loved most. It had threatened to suffocate her dreams, to extinguish the fire that burned within her, but no more.
With my decision to pursue my art, I shattered the silence, replacing it with the clear, resounding melody of my own truth.
The weight that had burdened her for so long lifted, replaced by a newfound sense of freedom and purpose. The journey ahead wouldn't be easy. There would be obstacles to overcome, critics to silence, and moments of self-doubt to navigate. But Maya was ready. Armed with her passion, her determination, and the unwavering support of her loved ones, she was prepared to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The air thrummed with a nervous energy as Maya put the finishing touches on her latest creation. It was her first piece since her decision to pursue art full-time, and she had poured her heart and soul into it. Every brushstroke, every hue was a testament to her journey, her struggles, and her triumphs.
Stepping back to admire my work, I felt a surge of pride wash over me. It wasn't just a painting, it was a declaration of independence, a symbol of my newfound freedom. It was a promise to myself, a vow to never again let the weight of silence extinguish my flame.
The world outside might still hold uncertainties, but in this moment, surrounded by the tools of her passion, Maya felt an overwhelming sense of peace. She had found her voice, her purpose, and she was ready to share it with the world. The future stretched before Maya, a canvas as vast and as blank as the one she now faced. But unlike before, when the blankness had filled her with trepidation, it now ignited within her a spark of excitement. The weight of expectation had lifted, replaced by the exhilarating lightness of possibilities.
I didn't know what the future held, what triumphs or challenges awaited me on this new path I had chosen. But one thing was certain. I was no longer content to be a passive bystander in my own life. I was ready to seize the reins, to embrace the unknown, and to paint my own destiny, one brushstroke at a time.
As she took a step forward, leaving behind the comfort of the familiar and stepping into the uncharted territory of her dreams, Maya carried with her the lessons she had learned, the love that surrounded her, and the unwavering belief in the power of her own voice. The weight of silence had been lifted, and in its place bloomed the vibrant melody of a future painted with passion and determination.